All right, guys, it's day 5, final day of the challenge or the series, whatever you want to call it. Yesterday was technically day 5, but I wasn't really able to record because I was doing so much on the military side. I was working all day. I was on a 24-hour shift. So I also didn't really get to do a whole lot with the business side other than kind of like send some emails back and forth whenever I got a chance. So yeah, I'm basically gonna go over some stuff that happened yesterday. And then today I'm gonna set up the Facebook ads that I mentioned in an earlier video. I was gonna wait until Monday. I'm just gonna do it now, get it out of the way. And then also I'm gonna kind of go over some just things that I found that were working and things that I found that were not working and causing problems, and kind of just summarize up the entire week throughout this video. It was fun. I'm gonna keep doing it. Just because the series stopped doesn't mean that I stopped. I'm gonna keep on doing this. We're gonna scale it to do the entire card and then hopefully move on to other locations, as in like different cities and towns in the future. And we're gonna try to get at least one new city every 2 months, or hopefully it can grow faster than that. I'm not too sure, but that is the goal. So anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and get these Facebook ads set up, and then I'll be back when I'm done with that, and then we'll start going over kind of like a wrap up, I guess, yeah. All right, guys, the Facebook ads are set up. We have them set at $10 a day for now, just see how it goes. If it starts to go well, I'll bump it up to probably like $20 a day, or maybe even a little bit more than that. So I'm gonna give it like a week to kind of settle in and get the algorithm right and kind of find the right audience. But yeah, I mean, from there, like, I guess like throughout the week, obviously, how many emails did we send? We did 30 a day. So you multiply that by 5. I mean, that's 150 emails that we sent out. So it's gonna take me another week to get the other set of emails. And then also we've been sending out follow-ups every single day now because we've already hit that 2 to 3 day mark. So for the last 3 days, we've been sending up follow-ups. On the follow-ups, I've gotten 5 people that are interested, that I'm emailing back and forth with them. You know, I email them pretty fast, within 10 minutes of them sending me an email. So it's kind of just waiting on them to respond. They usually like respond at the end of the day or like the next day or whatever. So no big deal. They're interested. It's just gonna take like, they got a few questions. It's gonna take a little bit of going back and forth, and then I can get those guys on. So we got 2 people already from emails, and they're both smaller positions, so $350 each. So that was the smaller ads. So what does that put us at now? That's, what is it, 4 medium-sized ads, 2 small ads. So that is almost 1 page done. All we need to finish up a page is 2 more small ads and then 1 large ad, and that'll finish up the first page. So yeah, and that's only a weekend. So I think next week, once we start dialing in our process of actually doing the follow-ups, doing the rest of the emails, calling all the business owners, once we can dial in that process of getting in, or actually getting the owner contact information rather than just a business contact information. Once we dial that in, I think it's just gonna expedite everything really, really fast. So I think over the next week to 2 weeks, we're gonna have that card 100% filled up. And yeah, so that's really cool. That's really interesting. Once I get this, I have it set for August 1st, just because at the time I started, I wasn't gonna be in the area. I wanted to start it for July 1st, but the timelines just didn't add up for me on my end. So I gave myself a little bit of extra time, and that gives me 2 weeks to have all the ads designed, because the ad turnaround is 24 hours. And that gives them time to communicate back and forth on any changes that they want for like a week. And then I can send everything to print, get it printed out, get everything to USPS. And have everything shipped out by August 1st. And that gives me 4 weeks to fill the card up. So I'm gonna kind of break down my numbers really quick. And I can send in a screenshot too to Mitch, so that way he can add the screenshot in there. It's just coming from the notes on my phone. And it's like a breakdown of the numbers on how much I'm charging versus how much I'm putting out and paying for everything. So, I mean, yes, it's gonna be, the numbers are looking pretty good, at least for my card specifically. Okay, now that we have the screenshot up on the screen, I'm gonna kind of break it down from top to bottom. This is for 5,000 homes, not 10,000. I do have a separate list for 10,000 homes, but we're starting out at 5,000 for now in the beginning. So I'm gonna start with the cost per household, which is how much it's gonna cost per mailer to get to the household for the client, right? And so for that large ad, which is gonna be 4 by 6 inches, that's 18 cents per home. And that is for the ad design, that's for the printing, the bundling, the shipping, everything, all 9 yards, completely done for you, right? And that's gonna be for every single one of these. The medium ad, which is 4 inches by 3 inches, is going to be 12 cents per home. The small ad, which is 2 inches by 3 inches, is going to be 7 cents per home. Okay, and then now when we break down the numbers on how much, like not per home, we're gonna break down the overall numbers of what's getting paid out to me as the marketing agency, and then the expenses from there. Okay, so for the large ad, that's going to be $900 for that ad space. There's 2 spaces per card, one front, one on the back. That is $1,800 total for the entire card for just the large ads, right? The medium ad is going to be $600 per ad space. There's 8 ad spaces on each card, 4 on the front, 4 on the back, and that total will be $4,800. For the small ad, we have $350 per ad space. There's 8 ad spaces on the card, again, 4 on the front, 4 on the back, and that will come out to $2,800. After all this is added up, the total that will be paid out to me is $9,400 in gross revenue, okay? And so I'm using one of these ad spaces, it's gonna be a medium one, for my insurance business. So I guess some people, what they would do is they just wouldn't count that in towards the gross revenue, but what I'm doing is I'm actually taking the money that I make from insurance and I'm creating an invoice to pay that to the marketing agency, which is also what I own for different reasons that I'm not gonna get too into because it doesn't really matter that much. So all these numbers are gonna stay true, even though I'm using one spot for my own business to promote it. And then also too, I remember, or if you remember when I showed the actual postcard, there is a spot on the back where it's advertising for itself to be filled back in for the next month for different business owners. So that's also, I guess, like a free ad spot that we're using for the card that'll help us keep these spots filled. Now the expenses for 5,000 cards, and some of these are gonna be fairly cheap because again, this is the first run, so I'm trying to do everything myself so I get a good 100% understanding of how everything works, every single step of the process. So when people ask me questions, I'll know rather than, oh, I just outsource it to somebody else, I just pay somebody else, right? So these are going to be my expenses as the marketing agency for 5,000 cards. The ad design is going to be $25 per ad. So at 18 ads, that's going to be $475. And then, well, actually $450. And then I'm adding one $25 spot just for like a buffer, I guess, right? And then you have targeting, which is gonna be $50. Now, really, I'm just doing the targeting. So I just added that in there and it kind of works as like a little buffer, but this is for like a breakdown just for tax purposes or whatever. So printing is going to be $1,300, and that is for me to send the printing company who's then going to print everything off. Okay, so that is $1,300 for 5,000 mailers. Bundling. Now, some of you guys might not understand what the bundling is for, but in order for USPS to use EDDM, you have to bundle the postcards, like 100 card stacks for the routes. Okay, so that's all that is. It's like $5 or $10 for every 1,000. It's $10 for every 1,000. So that would come out to $50 because I'm just paying somebody. I'm not about to go through 5,000 cards myself. I'm paying somebody else to do that. And that's gonna be coming from the printing company. So they already get to me already bundled. For shipping, this is what I'm paying to USPS for all my shipping costs to get the cards mailed out all over the place, okay? So that is going to be $1,500, and then I add another buffer of $125 because I like rounded up even numbers and I like to be very safe in my estimates. So my total expenses come out to $3,500, which means my net profit for every month that I do a card in every city that I do this card in is $5,900 per month. All right, so now earlier in the video, I mentioned that I want to do a new city every 2 months and hopefully begin to scale faster than that. And then with this, everything's gonna become automated. Okay, so once I automate everything, the prices for my expenses are gonna go up. The prices for the customers are gonna stay down, but my expenses are gonna go up a little bit because now I'm outsourcing things to other people so they can manage stuff for me. That way it gives me more time to kind of go out and be the face of the marketing agency, right? So let's say we drop that net profit down to 5,000 a month. Let's say in 12 months, if I'm doing it every 2 months, that's gonna be 6 cities that I have this going on in. Hopefully, right, we're being optimistic. which most likely it's gonna happen. So 6 times 5,000. So that would be $30,000 a month in net profit, okay? Net profit, $30,000 per month. And that is after a year of work. Now, some of you guys might say, well, that's unrealistic. You could do way more than that, or you're not gonna get that much, whatever, who cares, right? At the end of the day, I'm gonna set goals and expectations. I have the systems in place to get there. And then the longer you do this and the more you do it, the better you become at it, the bigger of a brand you can promote, and you just build more brand reputability. Okay, so that is gonna be my breakdown, at least for how I have everything set up. We'll call it $5,500 a month to round it, make it simple. Some people, they have lower margins. Some people, they have higher margins. Depends on how you're doing everything, right? How much are you paying for your ads? Are you doing it yourself? I personally am not about to sit here and design all these ads because I absolutely hate working on Canva and I hate doing ad design. So I'm outsourcing that to Mitch. He charges $25 an ad. Hit him up in the comments or in the school community, and then you'll find that there. And then he also will do full service, done for you, printing, bundling, and shipping, which the next go around, that's definitely what I'm gonna do. It is gonna be a little bit more, but it's a lot less on my end that I have to worry about. The only reason I'm able to kind of do this, like one by one, and actually be so involved is because I got out of the military in 2 weeks and I have another business, like the insurance agency, obviously, that makes me a decent amount of money. So I'm not gonna be working a regular 9-to-5 day job. So I have literally all the time in the world to drive these things to the post offices, whichever respective one they need to go to, and kind of just give this 100% and go from there, right? And then this will be another stream of income. So hopefully by the end of this year, I can, right now, my insurance business is doing about $10,000 a month, and that is still working part-time in the military. So once that goes up, I think hopefully, especially after I get out, I have more time and I use this to kind of promote the insurance business as well as learning Facebook ads, I can double that to $20,000 a month. And then hopefully by the end of this year, I can have this at another $15,000 to $20,000 a month by the end of this year as well. And then, yeah. So that is the breakdown of my costs. Again, just to reiterate that, it's $9,400 total gross. Total expenses is gonna be $3,500, which means a net profit of $5,900, which is really, really good. All right, guys, I'm gonna finish this up with a little bit of some just insight and advice. Some of you guys, this is your first business that you're getting into. Some people, this might be your third or fourth. Some guys, you might have tried 10 different things already and every single one of them failed, and you're just hoping this is something that works, right? So the biggest thing that you're gonna get no matter what is you're gonna have a lot of people in your life, right? And you're gonna have like your friends, your family, you're gonna have random people that they kind of know who you are, not really. So whenever you start a business, like you're gonna have the haters all the time. They're gonna be like, oh, how's your little marketing agency going? How's your little insurance thing going? How's this going? And they're gonna like give you like little side comments on stuff. And a lot of the people that you think are gonna support you are typically the ones that are kind of like making jokes, or they don't really believe that you're serious about it. They don't really believe the outcome that could happen. And it's gonna hurt a little bit. I'm just being 100% realistic and honest with you. That's how it works. A lot of my close friends, I've had family members, I've had very close friends of mine, where all they do is they crack jokes. And even now that I make a lot of money outside of the military and these things, like these guys, I think, they just, I don't know, it's weird, right? These are people that you think would be by your side and that are gonna support you. I send them a YouTube video that I create, and then it's like half the time they don't ever respond, or it's like if I mention something about it, they don't really care. And it's really, really weird, right? And the people that are gonna support you the most are gonna be the random people that you meet day to day. Like I'll meet some random guy at a restaurant and then we'll just have a conversation. He's like, bro, what do you do? And I tell him, and he's like, bro, that's amazing. He's like, how do I like start doing something like that? And it's gonna be the random people that are gonna support you more than the people that are close to you. So that's one thing to think too. So be mentally prepared for that type of stuff. Also, don't limit yourself, okay? Like everything starts with an idea. Everything starts with a dream, whatever it is. So many times I see people limit themselves, or they say, okay, cool, I'm going to do this number, right? So let's relate it back to the 9x12, right? Let's say by the end of this year, I wanna have 2 cities. You're gonna get to those 2 cities, you're gonna scale it up, and you're gonna be like, all right, cool, I got those 2 cities, I'm good. No, like, yes, 2 cities is good. That's $10,000 a month, that's good. But why would you limit yourself to that? Tell yourself that you're gonna do a city a month, and you're gonna have 12 cities by the end of this year, right? Is it gonna happen? Probably not. Let's be 100% realistic. It's probably not gonna happen. But you're gonna do everything in your power to keep that goal to get 1 city per month. And let's say you don't get 12 cities per month, but let's say you get 8 cities by the end of the year instead of 12. That's still more than if you would have set the limit to 2. Okay, so set unrealistic goals, but create standards and systems to get to those goals. A lot of people, they say create goals, keep them realistic. I don't believe in that, me personally. Just from the businesses that I've started, I mean, I've tried Amazon FBA, I've tried drop shipping on Shopify, I've tried day trading. I did that for a little bit and it was good, but it just wasn't my thing. I've tried so many different things. I've tried affiliate marketing. I've tried so many different things, right? And it wasn't until I just focused on one thing that I finally started to see success and results. So if this is what you're choosing, drop everything else other than obviously your day job. Don't quit your day job until you're making a significant amount of money doing this, right? So only focus on one side hustle or business, whatever you want to call it, right? Because it's a side hustle in the beginning that turns into a business. So I would say focus everything on this one. Learn everything you can for a week. Take 1 week, like 5 to 7 days, turn as much as you can, and then immediately start taking action. As soon as you start taking action, you need to be locked in, you need to drop everything else. And you need to create a system every single day of what you're gonna do every single day in order to achieve that goal. And if at any point of the day, right, you're not doing something that is advancing you in this business, then you shouldn't be doing it. If you're just sitting there scrolling on TikTok, get out of your bed, get off the chair. I don't know, some of you guys might be younger watching this channel, some of you guys might be a little older. If you're sitting there scrolling on Facebook, instead of scrolling on Facebook, set up Facebook ads. Look at different businesses, reach out to different businesses, stuff like that. Every single second of your day, if you are stuck in a situation you don't want to be in, every single second of your day should be focused on trying to level up to the next level, right? I tell a lot of the younger guys, the way I relate to them, life is like a video game, dude. Just level up. Every time you level up and you create more money, you create more levels, you open your network a little bit, right? Networking is going to be key. And I know that's not 100% related to 9x12 method, but it is related to business, which 9x12 method will turn into, okay? This is just a bunch of little random advice that's just popping in my head as I talk. What was that, like 3 or 4 different things, right? So keep those things with you. I might do weekly updates. I'm gonna talk with Mitch, see how we wanna do this. I'm not gonna do daily videos anymore. I might do, my light just went out, whatever. But I might do weekly update videos on everything, or I might do monthly update videos. Or I mean, I might even wait a couple months, get the first card completely done, and I might do a live interview with Mitch, and then that'll be up on the channel too. I don't know, that's something I'm gonna talk about with him. Thank you guys for staying with me throughout this entire 5-day series. Thank you for all your input, not only in the 9x12 community, but also on YouTube. We had a lot of good comments, we had a lot of bad comments. It is what it is, there's gonna be haters everywhere. Hey, listen, I know some of the bad comments, for those of you that are commenting, the things, I do see it, okay? Some of those things that were bad, guys, I was trying what other people were saying in the community. Like, I've ran different businesses. I could come in here and scale this thing super fast, but I'm trying to be an eye opener and kind of show you guys what a realistic day in the life is from a brand new person starting it. I'm trying things. There's obviously some things that I'm learning, right? As far as getting the business information and stuff like that. But also I'll do one thing and then somebody will suggest it in the community or on another YouTube video. And then I will try that out for you guys to see how it works, right? So I'm trying different things for you guys to be able to see what it's like a day in the life. So you can expect a lot of the same struggles that I had and a lot of the same successes that I had as well. And again, make sure the market is correct. That is one thing I did not do. 15,000 population or higher. Mine was just under it by like, what was like 20, like not even 25. It was like, I don't know, it was close. It was right there on the limit. So market's gonna be good. Work your networking, right? If you were at the location in person, I haven't done this, but in my opinion, I feel like it would work really, really well. The Chamber of Commerce, right? It's like I don't know if it's for town or it's for county or whatever it is, but it's where all these local business owners get together. You show up to these things, they have events, they have a Facebook page that promotes your stuff. It's basically a giant networking thing, right? Everything in life is about who you know. It's not about what you know, it's about who you know, right? So if you can network with these people, then you can build these connections back and forth. They see you at these events. You're becoming a local face in the community. You become a little bit more trustworthy. You start to become friends with these people. And now it makes everything so much easier. For me, that's a little hard right now because I live in a different state. I travel a lot because of work, but now I'm about to go back. I'm about to settle down in one location, so I'll be able to actually capitalize on this. Again, thank you guys for following me. Thank you for the comments, good and bad. A lot of it was really, really insightful. It really helped me a lot, and I'm gonna take that into consideration further down the line. I got a lot of private messages from the community. Thank you guys again for that as well. And yeah, overall, just thanks for the support, and I will see you guys in a future video, maybe, hopefully, when we start to scale this up a little bit, and I'll be back. This isn't the last time you see me, I can promise you that. All right, guys, thank you. Have a great day.